Hello. So, I read through the Psalms pretty regularly. And so, when one jumps out at me in a new way, I just really know the Lord is showing me something because it really hit me today in a different way. And I'd understood it differently than before. And so, I just wanted to share it because I don't know, it just struck a chord. And it's just Psalm 11, which is a very short chapter of the Psalms. But it's just the first half of it that I'll read it real quick. So, in the Lord I take refuge. How can you say to me, flee like a bird to the mountains? See how the wicked string their bows, fit their arrows to the string, to shoot from the shadows at the upright of heart. If the foundations are destroyed, what can the just one do? That's the part that really hit me. The rest of it is good too. Don't get me wrong. Read it for yourself. Psalm 11. Not very much more to it, but the part that hit me was, if the foundations are destroyed, what can the just one do? Right? Because in this passage it's saying, like, I'm taking refuge in the Lord. I'm trusting in the Lord. How can you say to me, hey, look out, people are going to shoot you from the shadows, all these bad things are going to happen, run, flee to the hills? Because he's saying, how I heard it for the first time this way, like that I really is, I'm trusting in the Lord, the foundation of the world, everything, right? All good, all, I'm trusting in the Lord. If the Lord is not gonna, if the foundations are destroyed, if the Lord's not gonna protect me, what use is it to flee to the mountains? What use is anything? Because if the Lord can't protect me, then nothing means anything. Like, that's not even a choice, right? Like, I just what can the just one do? Because all you have the options of doing is, if you are a just one, right? You're trying to follow the right way, you're trying to follow the good, the law, all the things of God. If God can't bear up his side of that, what can we do, right? And so it's kind of like, not to say that God ever, it would ever be where God can't do something. It's always a matter of, like, waiting on the Lord, trusting the Lord, changing, letting the Lord change our perspective to match his, to understand our desires are not necessarily his desires, to understand that he is in control of things, and recognizing those invitations to faith, right? Because that's one of the ones that I struggle with, is like especially lately, like I'm dipping back into some medical stuff that's really hard for me to do because it's been a nightmare. Like, but being able to recognize the times that I'm like, I don't know if something's good or bad or not, but like choosing faith in those situations because I know that I have trusted in the Lord, and this is the next step the Lord gave me. And when the Lord gives me these steps, oftentimes I can't, it's funny, but I really feel like so very often there are things I'm doing on the way going, okay, I trusted in the Lord and I'm doing this, and I don't get an immediate payout, right? Like I have a history with drugs, and I know the the concept of like immediate gratification, right? And there are things we can do where we can get immediate gratification, even if they're in the right direction, right? Like, you clean a room, boom, clean. I feel good about it. I'm satisfied. I have instant gratification, right? Whereas if you're doing something more complicated, right, like where it's, I don't know, maybe like developing an organizational system and stuff, but you're kind of in the process of it. You take a step and you're like, I think this is an improvement, but it's like not completely done. And so it's not the same satisfaction, right? It's kind of like, well, we'll wait and see how it works out. And then if it works, we'll go, like it's just one of those kind of fiddly problems, right? So often when the Lord is giving me an invitation to faith about something, where I'm taking my stand on the Lord, I'm trusting the Lord, I'm not going to run to the mountains because he's already on it. I'm not going to be like, okay, you're not handling this, I'm running away, I'm going to come up with my own solution. Like, that doesn't make sense, right? The Lord is handling it, then I need to let him handle it. If the Lord is making me wait, I can't like hurry it up by going and doing my own stuff. I have to learn, like, why am I still waiting? What is it that still needs to change in me? And sometimes for me lately, I feel like he's like helping me recognize those invitations to faith. And like I always say, like, invitation to faith, invitation to fear. They're the same invitation. You just can only RSVP to one, right? You can only go to faith or you can go to fear, but you can't do both. And if I'm saying like, well, I'm going to have faith, but I'm going to also do this thing, then I'm not really having faith, right? Because I've got my backup plan in place. And it's hard because sometimes it's like hard to know where the line is. I struggle with that because like sometimes I need to do a little thing, but then it's like, well, since I did that thing, let me do all these things too. And so like for me, it's like, okay, Lord, like Like, and I do, I seriously, I pray so much over this, and because it's so silly, but the Lord does this for me, and I believe he would do it for anybody. I pray, like, before I'm doing some, like, say for me, one of the things I have to use ChatGPT sometimes to make medical letters, right? ChatGPT can be kind of touchy sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it won't process. And so I always just pray, Lord, I'm going to start making this letter for something. If I get an error message, let that be the sign that this isn't the time to work on this. This isn't a good thing to do, because I don't want to go down that medical rabbit hole if it's not the Lord leading me on something. If I'm not acting in faith, if what I'm acting on is fear, give me a disruption, right? Sometimes it'll be like, I have a friend I connect with really regularly. We talk a lot, we send messages to each other, and we just have this running thing, like, if our messages don't go through, they're not supposed to. If I click her messages and it's not supposed to play, I'm not supposed to listen to it, because sometimes we'll be venting about stuff that probably we shouldn't be talking about, because it can stir up that stress and fear, and it can be an invitation to fear, and the Lord wants us. And it's so funny, once we both acknowledge that, and like once I started recognizing that and really praying over it, Lord, disrupt, if I'm not supposed to send this message to her, don't let it go through, and then I'll know. I won't try and push it. I won't be like, well, is my Wi-Fi connected, or like, I'm not going to troubleshoot. I'm going to trust you that it's not supposed to go. If this medical appointment thing, if this is not supposed to go, if there's technical, so many technical, like, bunch of technical difficulties, I'm taking it as a sign from the Lord. He will show me, right? No, I am still in this, I'm still doing this. I want you to be still, because I'm not trying to, because the Lord can handle, like, so often there's this one psalm, I can't think of which one it is off the top of my head, but it's like where he's talking about all these countries, and when he describes like the king, like the Philistines, he's like, on Moab is my wash bowl, Edom I cast my sandal. Like, these things are nothing. All these big scary things for me, like the medical stuff, or like resource things, or all of these things that it just feels like it's insurmountable. It's a crazy, it's a terrible feeling, but at the same time, like, I have to remember those things, though, it is nothing for the Lord to break through. It is not because of, I didn't do this right, or I didn't do that right, or there's not enough of this. It's not, it's because the Lord has me in a season of waiting. And until the Lord breaks through, I'm not going anywhere, right? Just like like the Israelites, and when the Lord parted the sea and let them through, that was when they were able to get out, right? Once they were in that desert, they had to wait again until he parted the Jordan, right? He was like, nope, you're staying here. You're staying here until you're ready to go. And they kept doing the wrong things, and they kept, being like, well, Moses has been up on the mountain a while, and so we need to make ourselves a different God, and the Lord was just like, nope, you're not ready for the promised land yet. You're not crossing that Jordan until I say so. And so it's like getting that understanding. I just love the way that it was putting, like if I feel like I need to flee to the mountains, I need to do something, I need to take over, I need to make something happen, when I've been waiting on the Lord for it, then that's saying that the Lord isn't doing it. And if the Lord's not doing it, where is the hope? Because I know how this world works, and this world does not want anything to do with helping me in any way. Like, it's just the way things are, right? The world is not like the Lord. The Lord is merciful and kind and gracious and understanding, and all of these things. I mean, he's a lot of big scary things too. I'm not trying to but the world is not going to just, like, I can't wrestle the world and make it give me stuff, because as a just one, I'm not going to start doing like all the things, because the way that the things that our world responds to are usually dishonest, manipulative, just those kind of things. That's what the world responds to, and that's actually kind of what the world wants. Like, it doesn't want people to be upright, and all, it just doesn't. It won't respond well to that. And but if I'm going to follow the Lord, if I trust the Lord, and I'm being upright, then there's only so many choices for me, and one of the main things I have is I have to trust in the Lord, and I have to be still, and I have to know that he is God, and I have to believe, right? I have to believe that he is doing stuff. And even in the waiting, I feel like, why aren't you changing my situation? And he's going, I'm changing you so that you'll be ready for the next level of this, like, so that we can stop circling this dang mountain again and again, like, so that I can let you in the promised land. Like, he's changing me from the ones who are like throwing the gold into the thing, and out pops a calf and we worship this calf, into the Calebs that say, it doesn't matter if those giants, the Lord's given us the land, let's go take it, and that is my heart's desire. Is, my nose gets so itchy sometimes, sorry. My heart's desire is that, like, when things happen, that someday it won't be a wrestling match in my head to have faith, that someday my immediate response will be, the Lord's got this. Like, the Lord's got this. I know. The devil's trying to scare me again, or the enemy, or the world is, the kingdom of the air is trying to like psych me out. And it happens so much. And it has gotten to the point where I recognize the formulas, because it's like nowadays when I get these invitations to faith or invitations to fear, right? They come several at a time. Like, it won't be just one thing. It'll be like, um, something happens in a big area of life, and then something will happen in a small area of life that makes me go, like, start to get a little afraid here. And I go, wait a minute. And then there'll be something else that'll happen. A friend will ping me or something and tell me what's been going on with them. I'm like, whoa, it's like everywhere. And I'm like, okay, this is a coordinated attack to try and get me to try and break through that faith barrier, because my shield of faith is like, I need to get a little more adept at wielding that, right? And so I just love that, because honestly, if I have to do what it takes to be able to get through and get by in this world, then it's over, right? Like, I can't. I have given my all and then some. Like, I have pushed myself past my limits so many times to the point where I had mental like breakdowns because of it. Like, I've done everything I know how to do, and until the Lord opens the door, it's not going to open. And I do pray that in my life all of the time. Lord, open what no one can shut, and shut what no one can open. And so when I can't open something, and I've been praying that, like, I can't be like, keep wiggling the handle and be like, okay, the Lord has shut this, it's not going to open. Lord, show me, let me know when you're opening a door, even if it's not the one I was expecting, and help me to have that faith in the waiting, because the waiting is the hardest part. Like, that's the part where we are refined. We want to go to the next thing where our circumstances start changing and get refined. But when we're in the part where we have to be refined, that's painful, right? Circumstances, it's a different kind of, we have to figure it out, and we have to like adjust, and there's challenge there too, don't get me wrong. But like, when it's like, when we have to be still and let the Lord deal with that, that's hard. And so for this, it just really struck me when I was reading it about that, like, because like I said, I had some medical stuff going on today, and I was kind of like wrestling match in my head of, well, should I do this? Maybe I should do this too. Maybe I should do this. And I was like, no. If the Lord doesn't have this, again, that other passage I love, if the Lord does not build the house, they labor in vain who build. If the Lord does not keep watch over the city, in vain do you guard. In vain do you stay up late and put off your rest. Like, the Lord gives all of these things to the righteous in sleep. The Lord knows how to do his job. He knows how to take care of the righteous. He knows how to handle my situation, and he is with me in the midst of it. And so it's not for me to try and figure out where are the mountains. If the Lord doesn't come through, I'm going to flee to those mountains. If the Lord doesn't come through, then that's it, because that's where all my hope is, right? That's it. So anyway, I'm getting kind of ping pong ball bouncy, so I'll stop here.